One of the 7 deadly sins of Agile is wrath. Wrath occurs in many different forms in teams working in organizations. Most often, it's the inability for us to do things wrong. It's the inability for an organization to accept that we're not going to do things right every time. This can kind of manifest in example from recently. We need to, working with an organization, we need to create some procedures and practices around doing a deployment. We need to create procedures and practices. And the team that I've been working with wants to create, here's what we think is going to work. Let's try that. And then as we figure out more, we can iterate on this policy and procedure and get it to be what we need it to be in order to be able to be successfully in production. And then we can reuse that as we go for future applications, right? Future things that we're doing. But the other side didn't want to do that. They wanted to, you create your final draft. We'll take that. We'll run it round the 100 people that need to go see it. And we'll create a spreadsheet with all of the things wrong with it. And here's the things wrong with it that you have to go fix before we can approve it, right? That approval process is wrath, right? It's, you can't be wrong. Therefore, the end result needs approved before you can do it. Because if it's approved, it's now no longer your accountability. So we're not going to blame you, right? So it's a blame culture technique. It's going to run up the chain, get approved, and then whoever's approved it at the top, it'll be beneath them to solve the problem anyway. So if something goes wrong, it's not the people down here's fault because it was approved. Go up, who approved it? Oh, the CEO approved it. Well, okay then. Well, it was wrong, whatever. Right? So there's no accountability. It's a lack of accountability results in wrath going on in the organization. And I think this manifests in lots of different ways. I think that's the core thing, but it manifests in lots of different ways. One of them that I've seen happen with a team was it was during a sprint review. The team was demonstrating their product and features to the stakeholders. And one of the stakeholders asked the team, why did you build it that way? Right, and in a kind of, it was in a kind of accusatory tone, like, why did you build it that way? Right, that kind of like that. And what I would expect to happen would be that the product owner would take accountability for the value delivered, accountability for the value delivered in the team. And they would get out in front of that and say, well, these are the decisions that we made. We can always go back and change them. Blah, 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 blah. That's taking accountability. But no, that's not what they did. Wrath, they passed the buck. And the product owner turned to the team and said, no, why did you build it that way? Right? And that's not taking accountability. And I think wrath is a big reason. I don't want it to be my fault. It needs to be somebody else's fault. Otherwise, something will land on me. I'll get covered in the poop from the mistake that happens. And I think that lack of mistakes is a huge, huge part of that story. So don't let your organizational culture of wrath create this environment where nobody will take accountability. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please like, follow, and subscribe. I always reply to comments, and if you want to have a chat about this or anything else, Agile, Scrum, or DevOps, then please book a coffee with me through NKDAgility.